So the next job on the list is to reline the driveway. As you can see, if you come straight through the gate, the driveway should come through there. So we need to make it a little bit straighter. It still needs to basically come across to the driveway, which is quite close over to the fence here. It's not down the middle of this easement, but it does need to come over a little bit at the beginning here. So I've marked out with some blue spray paint this side where we have to dig out and just put some metal in. We don't have to dig far, only about a couple of 100 mils to get down to the red dirt, which is fine. We just need to get the black stuff out of the way so it doesn't cause any problems. And I've done the same thing on the other side here as well, which is we'll have to make the driveway come out a bit more straighter before it joins the road. So yeah, we won't worry too much about this side and the other side at this stage, but we'll tittle them up and make sure that some grass will grow on them at some point. So yes, it's a bit of hand digging, even though I've got the tractor here. Can't really use it. So I've dug this little piece of trench here along the line, and I've got down to the orange clay, as you can see there. So it's about 300 mils down, so that's what we sort of need to dig out through the whole thing. I'm just trying to think of a easier way to do this other than by hand, and I think I'm going to get the tractor in here now and try and scoop some of the topsoil off with the bucket, or possibly even the blade on the back, somehow, just to make it a little bit easier. I know I'm going to have to scrape the bottom bit because it is an odd shape, and I won't be able to get, the bucket of the tractor is quite wide, but I'm sure I can help myself a little bit out here. So let's see what we can do. So I've saved you all from watching me dig this out. Very laborious job. Sure, it wouldn't be very good YouTube content, but as you can see on this side, I've dug quite a bit out here, ready to backfill to make the driveway curve more direct road through the gates. So I'm going to fill this up with pit sand next, up to about 40 mil from the top, and then put grit 25 on top of that. On the outside towards the road here, you can see we've made another nice curve going out. This didn't have to be dug anywhere near as deep. There's obviously already quite a bit of pit sand and other stuff that's been happening here over the years, and so I just basically scraped a lot of the grass off and got down to already some pit sand and other stuff. So a bit deeper here where there's a bit of black sand, but I've dug that out. So yeah, once all that's done and backfilled, then we can you can see the blue line here I've drawn, so that will turn back into grass, and same on the other side over here, and that'll make people drive through the gate in a more perpendicular fashion. Right, so I've spread the last of the pit sand out, and I've built this up a little bit. I'll bring some of that topsoil back over to be a good edge along there, but we're going to follow the rest up now with gap 20 rock. And so on the other side here, that's all been filled in, leveled up, so that's all ready for the gap 20 to go on too. So I've got a load on the back of the trailer, so let's put that in. So I do have a conduit under the driveway, so there's one end, come across here, and here's the other end. But I also have a conduit that goes under the wall, and I haven't been able to find that. I thought it was just there, but I went and just had a look at a few videos and found that it's actually in line with this middle column. So I just need to dig a bit more, and we'll have a full way of getting from the control box along here to this controller, then one will have to go underneath, across over to the other side. Everything wired up, ready to go, so I just need to put the gates on now and connect those up. Well, it started raining last night, so we had to rush around and get things finished, but anyway, the gates are up and running, and there we go. Awesome. So we have a couple of small issues going on with both the hinges. The gates are actually coming back a little bit far, so there's no gap up the top there, and they're actually touching the bracket down the bottom there and pushing on the gate, and it's the same on the other side. So I need to do some adjustment on that. Now clearly what I could have done is, when I mounted these hinges here, if I mounted them further back, then this would have, it's only just scratching there, would have come back for. I did a this is a little bit of a mistake here. The bracket probably could have gone to the right a little bit more, the main bracket, and then that wouldn't have been touching there, but I still think the same issue would have been happening. The problem was I had is that these gates were designed for 4 meters, but I had to cut off these hinge brackets and bring them in closer to actually have some gap in between the gates because they were touching. So so it's just the way it's set up, really. I mean, I couldn't really have much more gap in between them. There's not much there. There's only about 15 mil, so I will probably try and wind those out a little bit and see if that helps. But there is some adjustment in this bracket here, so if I move the bracket out, then that will be able to stop it. It will stop it pulling back so far, and that might help as well. And as I pull it back, I can actually turn it inwards to still make the gate straight. Now I still haven't got the base plate in here, so there is a base plate. These are still fine, but there is a base plate that these are meant to push up against so that they don't rattle in the wind. Well, these can rattle a little bit in the wind at the moment. So I've designed them so that they will put pressure on about there, and that's about straight. We had a string line up against that, so that's cool. But anyway, that's just another thing to slightly adjust. This morning we're going to stick a couple of posts in, one in the inside and one on the outside. So the inside one's got this push button that people can use to get out, and the one on the outside's got the key peg. And of course we've also got remotes as well, but that's just for, these are just for other people who turn up. So we'll get stuck in and put those two in so people can get it in and out, and then we'll probably look at adjusting the gates. So just if you're wondering, these two posts that I've just put in are actually temporary. We do have some plans for out the front here in this area that will incorporate the keypad and the intercom system, and we could probably do something a bit better in the inside as well. So there we go, we've got the keypad installed on this post, and down there we've got the button for going out installed on the post in a little container, so that, you know, just to keep the water off. As well as that, I've just put a bit of a cover over the control system over here. It doesn't really need it, but you know, our sun is pretty harsh, and it just keeps a little bit of the water off when the rain comes.